Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now. It's been a minute. I know I said that in the last part, and I uploaded last month a part to this. But yeah, trying to story write for this series is a bit strange and a little odd, especially because the CP9 arc, I can't find very much information that I can have use to. Now, and the best way of saying it, looking into this arc, there's a lot of conflicting things. But I do want to point one thing out. To the person in the audience who does understand the following words, I was never treating this like a final arc. Yes, it's at part 39, but this will probably turn out to be one of my longest running series. If not, probably be the longest. In all honesty, it might go over 70 parts. I don't really know. Anyways, with that finally being stated, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Deku and his crew. They were trying to figure a few things out. After Deku's attack by Caulifla and spawned him, he was brought back to the ship to recover. And afterwards, he found out that Momo, Jiro, and Lillian were all abducted by government agents. Now, Deku, him and some members of his crew, they hopped aboard the sea train in order to help recover their teammates, in order to recover their friends. And Deku, he was definitely a little mad about the situation. These people put a literal sea stone collar on his neck and thought they could abduct him. Now, they didn't realize being a trained hitman, Deku has dealt with poisons and has knowledge about fighting. He's called the Lightspeed Hitman for a fucking reason. But clearly somebody, they didn't understand that reason was in place. Why it even existed. Now, currently, there actually is Deku. There's Kendo. There's Kirishima, and then there is Mina. All of these people aboard the sea train and devil fruit users. They are getting away from Aqua Laguna. And Deku's other crew members, they are still here trying to find any evidence in case they miss something. In case there's a lead they're not looking into. Now, Deku and these other three, they currently were riding off with the sea train, heading off to NS Lobby. Now, there currently is Deku. Deku, he does not stand there. And the rain, it is still not beginning to pour. It's just starting. A light little drizzle. Though at the same time, it's a bit odd. Whenever you look up, you don't imagine impending doom. Aqua Laguna is supposed to be something that happens, and it's very dangerous. He's heard about it before. He's heard stories. But actually being here out in the sea in person, it's gonna be a little bumpy. He's fairly certain of that. He does worry for his crewmates. However, at the same time, he is worried about Lillian, along with Momo and Jiro. He has a devil fruit on his person. He doesn't want those people to gain access to his ship if his crewmates are away. He is trying to think one step ahead. And currently Izuku, he would his own turn. Him leaning backwards against the wall of the sea train, beginning to express to the three. Right. Okay. So a lot's gonna need to happen. First of all, they're gonna need to stick out here or maybe go up to the roof to evade notice. Whenever they get to NS Lobby, that's when they need to make their move. Huh? You can't be serious. You're gonna wait that long? Do you think that we can escape from there? I don't think that'd be a good idea. Deku turned to Kendo. And Kendo will bring her hands up, talking about it. If they wait that long, they'll be surrounded by government agents. Hell, Ennis Lobby is a crazy, dangerous place. She's heard plenty about it from her grandmother. Trust me, I've been there. Whatever you've heard, it's way weirder. Besides, their fucking kangaroo court, it's not that fun to deal with. Yeah, gotta say, it wasn't funny there. Kendo turning to Kirishima. and Deku would look up, talking about it. Kirishima knows how the place is. They both know the layout somewhat, so they'll need to go off into teams. Deku, he has the ability to do a lot. However, this collar is certainly restraining him. Though, Mina has poison. So, here's how the plan might go, especially when they get to the lobby. Currently somebody opening the door, looking up, talking about it. The rain's really coming down. Before they do look towards Mina, Kirishima, turning their head and seeing Kendo, and then turning and making direct eye contact with Izuku. And Deku does something sit there. Right now him, with his arms crossed, staring at the man. And the man would go to his own stare on, before he would go to close the door. And Deku would turn back. Him turning and ripping open the door, as currently members of the government agency do to see him. The man talking about the Lightspeed Hitman. And Deku would tell his group to stay out here. He'll handle this for right now. Hopefully, this will help him calm his nerves. Now, Deku would go to close the door. And currently everybody, they do just won't listen. As right now Deku does begin to at least use some of that skill he hasn't really been practicing with. Now, there actually is about 3 minutes later, where Deku does come walking back over and opening the door. Currently him pushing the door open and talking about it. They can all wait out the rain here. Currently everybody looking inside the room and seeing what's going on. And currently Deku, he does have multiple people laid out onto the ground. And this, it does sort of mean a bit. Him gonna not turn, talking about it, walking over and bending down. Currently him grabbing a knife from one of these men. Before gonna turn, expressing to everybody, search them for weapons and take what you can. Besides, he's not really used to using knives, but they were still a tool he's proficient with. Covering it with hockey is still good. I'm going to turn and ask Kendo about her abilities and what she might have. Right now, he brought her along for her devil fruit power. Along with that, in case they do need to at least administer medical aid to the group. And Kendo, would someone bring your hand up? Right now, Deku staring at a small little ball currently in her hand. And she does get to express. Her abilities are a bit strange. She's still trying to get a handle on them. As far as she's aware, they take up her stamina. But expanding them is still weird. Especially because she found out a lot of strange things with them. What do you mean strange? I'm not sure how to explain it. Not sure how to or can't. I'm just not sure. Listen, I've tried creating a field like this before, but my stamina is a bit weird. Okay. How big can you make that field? How big do you need it? I don't know. Just asking. Listen, you will need to be carrying your weight a bit. I'm trying. I'm a medic, okay? I'm here to help heal people, not kill them. You're not going to kill. At least, you shouldn't. Deku gonna turn, talking about how he's looked into devil fruits before. He learned a lot about his from what the world government have allowed people to know. Hell, he's heard about, what was it, the Goma Goma no Mi? He's learned a bit more about other devil fruit abilities. Her ability, the Oppa Oppa no Mi, it should be good too. He's heard that it's been classified as dangerous, so she needs to be aware. That fruit can not only be used to heal, it can be used to hurt. Think about it that way. And remember, the only thing limiting you is your imagination. And Deku would just want turn, thinking about those words in his mind. He's heard them before, and they have been useful. They've certainly been something. Something that he does still think about. It's rather, huh, nostalgic. Currently, him walking over and going to open the door, expressing to everybody, talking about how maybe they should try and test out those abilities. I mean, who wants to go next? And they're actually Kirishima, who would go on step forwards, bring his hands up and smiling, talking about how he can get them. And Deku would bring his hand up, telling Kirishima about how maybe he should hold off, especially because he does want to see what Kendo can do. Hmm? Are you serious? I don't think that that's a good idea. Use your abilities. Don't be afraid of them. We can train more later. Besides, think of it this way. Right now we're dealing with people who might be dangerous. These people are world government agents. They deserve no sympathy. They're still alive. Yes, they are. Kendo, your medical stuff, I won't pretend to understand a lot of it. The Hippocratic Oath, right now that doesn't matter to me very much. If you want to help, help. You've been brought along for a reason. Along with that, you chose to take that from fruit from Toga. Use it. Otherwise, you might as well be tarnishing her legacy. Kendo, a bit more annoyed. And Deku, his old watcher, walk right past him and take the knife directly from his hand. Her, a bit annoyed. However, she is going to think. They won't bum rush her with a knife. So, she should be okay? Maybe. Maybe. Currently, Kirishima walking into the next cart, and Kendo following right behind him. Deku bringing his hand up and stopping Mina. Him staring at her for a second as she would just pout. And currently Deku would just wait. Currently him turning his head and going to listen. And right now there were a few loud crashes due to at least rumble through the cart. And Deku, he does go to wait. Currently him having Kendo run out and holding something up. Her talking about how she's freaking out over here. And Deku turns his head. Right now, him looking into the cart and seeing a guy who's been, huh, not even a drop of blood. Deku walking in. And currently the man, he's basically been turned into human sashimi. His legs at the ankles, cut. His torso, cut. His hands, parts of his arms, and his head, all cut off. Not a drop of blood, not even an ounce of entrails, organs, but the weirdest thing, Kirishima walking over and picking the guy's head up. The man still talking and freaking the fuck out. Him expressing, he didn't sign up for this shit, he didn't sign up for this shit. Look at this. Kirishima holding his hands up, talking about it. This is freaky as hell. And Deku does this on stare on, before turning to Kendo, asking how she did that. I don't know, I wanted things to, I just, I'm freaking out. Can you put them back together? I'm not sure. Now, Kendo, she just doesn't stand there. And right now they are trying to test this ability. Her putting this man back together a bit like a puzzle. However, they don't put his head back on his body. Especially because the man, he's not very cooperative. And currently they're actually Deku, who after they do good at least put his man's head back on his body, he is briefly knocked out. And Deku turns to Kendo, bringing him to the collar, talking about how if she can take this thing off of him, that'd be much appreciated. So work her magic and get the damn collar off of his neck. And Kendo, we just don't bring her hands up. Her beginning to hold up her hand and trying to think about what to do. Before goes on focus on her power. And currently, there actually is where her operating room does get to open. Now, this does at least begin to draw a few questions. And right now, there is, where in the next cart, people do actually find themselves in range of the operating room. And this does mean quite a bit. Currently, some of them getting up and going to actually walk over and check it out. And the moment that door does open, they do get to see something happen. Right now, they do to walk in, seeing a man laying out on one of the seats, him passed out as they get a turn. Right now, seeing that a man has his head popped right off of his body, and a woman is currently holding it, as he would bring his hand onto his neck and pull the collar right up and out. Right now, Kendo setting his head back down, and Deku, he would just drop the collar and bring his hand up, talking about how that really is a weird ability, though he's really not complaining. All of them turning their heads, and the men do just don't stand there, as currently Deku would turn looking at Mina, him stepping out of the way, talking about how she's got the next card. Now, Mina currently would run forwards, and the men, they do try to close the door. Currently, her leaping forwards and hard, and her crashing through the window and flying outside into the train. Now, currently, she's going to grab onto the man and smash him against the window. Her going to turn and throw him off of the train, as right now she's going to turn. Her opening the door and going to walk in. Her being to emanate her poison. Now, Deku does go not sit there. And he does go to turn, bring his hand up and checking his abilities. Find that everything is in order. Before going to express to Kendo, thank you. Her turning her head a bit confused, because she actually heard those words come from his mouth. And Deku, he feels a lot better about having that damn collar removed. Though that poison still making its way through his system, yeah, not gonna lie, his body still feels a little stiff. And currently Izuku, he does go to express. Currently the door swinging open as Mina will just not stand there, talking about how they're all down. And currently everybody does get to walk outside. Them climbing up onto the train and going to make their way over to the next cart. Now, while that currently is happening, we do actually have cart number 4, aka communications. Currently, Jiro does sit there, her with a few things going through her mind. A lot happening. She honestly isn't too sure. She's not. The group is smart and intelligent. They definitely would get on the train. They didn't believe her, but she's took the necessary precautions. They're crazy. I mean, their captain literally got them out of the stomach of a fucking sea king. And, well, is married to Boa fucking Hancock. Yeah, that takes some guts. And Deku is way more than willing to spill your guts. He's not a guy you want to mess with. A guy you want to cross. So, she plans to stay in her place. Rob Lucci doesn't question it. He didn't pretend to understand it. She knows Izuku Midoriya. She knows him more than they do. And she believes he will come for members of his team. Hell, they botched an attempt to kidnap him. All because Spawndom had his head so far up his ass, he couldn't think to wait another fucking minute. If he waited, they would have had him. Caulifla didn't even need to be poisoned. He was just a dipshit. So yeah, Jiro, she believes that Izuku is either already on the train or going to be on his way. Either way, people around her don't know she's not supposed to be a prisoner. They believe she was one of his crewmates, and she wants to keep up that illusion. Keep up that farce. And right now she has to hear something on top of the train. It adding weight to what she does believe. And right now that does mean a lot. As currently there actually is Suzuku, who would gonna bend down and bring his hand out. Him turning his head and looking around. Before he does go to express that he's gotta no, he feels it. Someone has intent. They're huh. That's odd. Currently Deku gonna step forwards. Him dropping down and turning, opening the door as Red Hood to bring his own hands up. And the CP9 agents in the communications room, they do all go just won't stand there, along with two other people. And Deku, he would just won't step forwards. Rhino him going to be ready. And everybody, they're a lot more alarmed by what they do begin to hear. And there currently is with the group, they do head in on the other side. As Deku, he is just standing there when they do open the door. Currently, him holding two twins against the wall, pulling to let go of them. Currently, them falling to the ground unconscious. And Deku will gonna turn, walking over and bringing his hand out. Currently, him slicing his fingers down as Jiro will gonna find herself free. Her going to bring her hand up and get the gag out of her mouth. And Deku, we're gonna see the wound currently on her face. Him walking over and asking if she's okay. I'm fine. Though, those bastards. Thanks for the help. They caught us by surprise. Did they now? They did. Listen, I think they're holding Momo and Lillian in the other carts. I can't be sure. Which way did you guys come? Did you guys already run into them? There's some sort of government agents. Yeah, that's what I think they are. We're heading to Ennis Lobby, aren't we? That's what's in this direction? I've heard of it before. They go bring his hand up, telling her. They're heading to the Ennis Lobby. They've already confirmed that. This is a government-run train. Fact is, things are not going to be too good. Right now, it's not bad either. If they can get Momo and Lillian, then they can do a bit. It sounds a bit lengthy, but they can walk back the other way of the tracks. I mean, it's an option. It's not a good one, but it's an option. Huh. Maybe they should have brought Todoroki along. The ice would have been helpful. Maybe. Listen. I don't know what you guys are gonna run into next, but it may not be good. Maybe, wait a few things out. Those guys are pretty skilled. They took down Momo and, well, I think Lillian might be hurt. Her training is Izuku. And Deku does clearly show that he does have some anger currently in his eyes. And this, it does annoy him. Currently Deku going to want to turn. And Shiro will just want to examine Izuku physically. Because there's one thing he should be wearing he's not. The collar on his neck. Without it, CP9 does not stand a chance. And right now she goes on express. Listen, her gonna jump up. She wants to be more involved. They caught her by surprise, and she wants to fix that. It's just not good. They can wait it out. Wait to get in its lobby, and wait till the C train does stop. They'll be on solid ground. Whenever they begin a prisoner transport, that'll be the best option to attack, right? They'll be on solid ground, they'll see whenever the prisoners are moved, and they'll have CP9 out in the open. Kirishima can do a bit there. I mean, they can all spread out, but she's still, she feels useless. Her looking down. And Deku, he would just want to stare at her. Him turning and bringing his hand into his own jacket. Trying to think about it for a minute. Kaminari was an option for this devil fruit. He was somebody he had in mind. But Jiro, if he gives her it now, it can improve her mind state. It may be a bad option, but hell, having another devil fruit user on the battlefield, especially on their side, is a good option. Having somebody loyal to his crew is also good. And Jiro, he's known her for a while, though at the same time, not long enough. So, he does want to give her some trust. Hell, maybe he has grown a little soft. I'm gonna turn, holding the devil fruit up to Jiro. And Jiro just stand there a lot more alarmed, looking down at the fruit currently in Deku's hand. Him offering it to her. And Jiro would just bring her hand down, grabbing onto it and looking back up at Deku. Just a lot more taken aback, alarmed. Are you serious about this? Just eat it. Before I change my mind. It's going to be a battlefield. If you know your abilities, use them. Besides, don't be a liability. Welcome to the Logia class. Hamlet's not turn, walking over and going to sit down, beginning to wait. When they get to Ennis Lobby, a lot will happen. They have a battle they need to prepare for. A battle that needs strategy and wit, and that needs all hands on deck. If they can save Momo and Lillian, that is good. It's perfect. If they can, rendezvous with the rest of the crew. If he's right, they might already be on their way. Ham turning his head, and seeing that the storm outside has stopped, and it's a bright, sunny day, and Jiro will to hold up the devil fruit in her hand, her bringing it up to her mouth and taking a bite. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.